right, and we are going to call to order the Poquoson Planning Commission for Thursday, March 15th, 2021. And we will go ahead and start the commission meeting by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer for an invocation. So if you would like to stand as you would like and join me in the Lord's Prayer.
God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on
To the flag of the United States of America.
Visible with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes. We have two minutes that we need to approve. The first one would be for the regular session from October 19th, 2020. And do I have anyone who would like to make a motion to approve those?
Motion to approve.
Second?
a second.
We also have minutes from the work session from January 11th, 2021, if anyone would like to make a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from January's work session.
Second?
Second.
You have to call the roll to vote.
Each one.
I do need to call, thank you. So the regular session, do you want me to go ahead and call the roll, or? Okay. All right, Commissioner Deaver.
Aye.
Commissioner Stevens.
Aye.
Commissioner Griebel. Aye. Commissioner Fennickson. Aye. Commissioner Shriver.
Aye.
And aye. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is approved 6-0. Okay, and for the work session, Commissioner Shriver,
Aye.
Commissioner Fennickson, Commissioner Griebel,
Aye.
Commissioner Stevens, and Commissioner Deaver.
Aye.
And aye, so that is also approved 6-0.
5
One
5-0,
abstention.
thank
you, 5-0.
abstention.
And at this time, we will take an audience for visitors. And this is an opportunity to address the Planning Commission for any items that are not directly related to the public hearing. And as I see no audience or no one who wants to come up, I will close the audience for visitors. The next agenda item is the public hearing. We have one item on for public hearing, and that is the proposed constrained capital improvements plan. Dannon, is there anything else you would like to say about that, or?
No.
Okay.
Presentation was in the work session. You have a memo from our finance director explaining the CCIP. I'll take any more questions if you have them.
Revenue goes, has there been any, has anyone reviewed it where we may be with the tax rate or anything like that? Because in terms of tax.
Sure. We are working currently with the assessor to determine what our assessed value is this year. This is a reassessment year. So with that, we are looking into our revenues. At this time, I have not presented the city manager with the projection of what we can use the revenues for, but it seems like there's a big request from the schools district. The state has provided a 5% increase, so we're trying to juggle the school's request as well as our own requests that we're looking at. So if there is a benefit of extra revenue per se from the assessed value that doesn't cover operation. It would be the potential of equalizing the tax rate, so there may not be new money. However, we're looking at all those avenues right now. We hope to have a proposed budget to City Council in April.
In April?
Yes,
Will
ma'am.
that be after the new notices go out, or?
Right, the tax notices will go out soon. I believe they're in print right now, so I'm waiting to hear from our assessor as to what the values are going to be. So I can then plug in everything that I have on my want list, separate from the want list of the school board. And then, of course, you have city council and city manager.
Okay, so no consideration has been given to the tax rate as of yet, is that correct?
That is correct. I do know that it's not city council's intention to increase the tax rate at any point. You're welcome.
And am I correct that we are not taking any votes on recommendation this evening? This was just a public hearing? Sorry, what was that?
It's just a public hearing.
Okay, so no further action for us this evening on that.
You're gonna vote whether to send it to the city council.
Okay, so we do need to take action to move forward, okay.
So, yes, ma'am. It is our hopes that if all questions have been answered, that it would be the recommendation of the Planning Commission to send it to City Council for approval.
And is there a motion to send this to the city council as written?
I'll make a motion to send this, the 2022 to 2026 and beyond CCIP as presented in the work session be forwarded to council for their review and approval as necessary.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Brennan's not here.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. The next item on the agenda is the election of officers.
Didn't we just do that?
Nope, it's for the clerk. Is it for the clerk?
I think it's for the clerk. Danielle's leaving. Or
Some of you
left.
might notice that Danielle is not here with us.
Right.
Last Friday was her last day. She, with great reluctance, accepted a position with the city of Fayetteville. I believe she's moving back there primarily to take care of her mom. So we do not currently have an environmental compliance person. We are currently scheduling interviews this week. In the meantime, I'd like to recommend Aaron as the clerk for the Planning Commission. Alternatively, I guess we have a deputy clerk position that is also absent. So if you want to be regular or deputy, if it matters to you, and whoever the open position was will be filled by whoever becomes the new environmental person.
So you you would be the environmental person?
I have applied for the position, but it's not, I,
So is the position for a deputy or for a, did I misunderstand you?
I mean, I guess as it's written, its position is clerk, although you could appoint her as the deputy clerk and leave the clerk position vacant until we hire a new person, if you like.
Okay.
Whichever is
Yeah.
simpler.
Well, to do a deputy clerk at this time. Clerk can fulfill the duties of the clerk. So we know, and then we can go from there.
Great.
Motion
Motion
for,
on that?
to have Aaron as deputy clerk for the planning commission.
What's Aaron's
I'll
last name? I'm sorry. Nixon, okay.
Mixon.
yes.
M with the M.
Oh. Thank you.
Aaron Mixon.
So is that a motion on the floor?
Yes. And I guess it's to fill the position that has just been vacated. Heard it, but I'm going to say I recommend Aaron Mixon, deputy clerk, will fill
Second that.
the vacancy for the planning commission.
I second that.
Aye.
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 Welcome aboard.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is communications and correspondence.
As I said, we are going through a hiring process for a new environmental person, which may or may not be Aaron here, maybe someone else. And we'll see where we go from there with our clerk positions. But I guess we will be having a meeting next month in April to discuss farmers' open-air markets and see if we can get that passed. All I can think of for now.
Greg, do you have anything?
I would like to express my sincere condolences to the city and to the Wilson family for the passing of the assistant city manager. I had the privilege of working for the city for 15 years with him. Pleasure and a kind and humble left a void for the city that it will be hard to fill.
Nothing for you.
I have the same sentiments as Greg.
I have a question in terms of how our meetings are advertised. Our poor daily press. I think not many people read it. Is it being thought to put our meetings on Facebook 411 or some? How do we advertise then?
We do advertise. We get it into the paper twice, 2 Fridays, in advance of the meeting as per state code. I believe we also do advertise on city accounts, Facebook and Twitter and the city website. I don't think we do anything beyond that currently.
Nice to engage more young people in our city governance. Us old people are going to be retiring out, so sort of being sensitive to those modes of communication. We've got some very sharp people living in our city, and it would be great to be able to entice those folks to step up and to serve. So I just was wondering if widening our communications out to
Our current situation is somewhat ad hoc. We have someone in our finance department who is in charge of the website and social media, but if there are any recommendations as to improvements we can make, you're welcome to send them to me, and I'll see what I can do to make them known upstairs.
I think that's a good idea. I know for me, when I go look up agendas and board packages for other boards and commissions, you have to go through a few links and everything, and just having a PDF, just a screenshot of what's on the agenda and then a link to the board package. Nice, so that if someone is just scrolling through social media, they just see, oh, here's the agenda, without having to go click through a few different links to get there. I think just having it just right there would be.
Yes, I too would like to express my sincere condolences to Beth, Graham Jr., and Casey Wilson, as well as Graham's mother, Amelia Wilson.
About Graham, and thank you everyone for expressing those. I don't have any myself. So with that, I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting, and we will see you guys next month.